Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today we're here doing a video review on the Toric Ultra HD 4 to 25 by 50 millimeter. Now this is a brand new scope from Tract. We're going to talk about price point, how it performs in the real world, some of the specs. We're not going to get crazy deep into it because you guys can always go to the website and check those out. But I want to talk about how it compares in its price point, how it fits in the current lineup, and overall what I think about this optic. Now, if you've been watching the channel at all, then you already know that I love Tract Torics. I have the 4 to 20, which is the LR, and the 4.5 to 30, which is the ELR. The 4.5 to 30 is the optic that I basically put on all my serious rifles. You can see this is a custom B14R. This is kind of new to the channel, but we have the Toric ELR, and again, 4.5 to 30. This is a mil illuminated reticle, 34 mil main tube, 56 mil objective, and this is pretty much their flagship model. So why would they come out with a 4 to 25 if they have a 4.5 to 30? Well, let's talk about it. So the ELR I just put up is, like I said, a fantastic scope, but it is in the $1,600 to $1,700 price point. It is 34 mil main tube, 56 objective. It is a big PRS scope, and if you're shooting a PRS rifle or NRL rifle, the size and weight of that scope doesn't matter at all. But here we have a 4 to 25, 34 mil main tube, 50 millimeter objective. Now, the big thing about this scope is it has a massive amount of elevation adjustment. Now, what's massive? 47 mils or 160 MOA. Obviously, like all the other Torics, we have the locking windage and elevation, but check this out. That's a freaking ton. So this thing is sporting 47 mils of internal elevation adjustment. To me, that means that I can take this scope, no matter what the base is, no matter if I'm running a mount or rings. I can use this on a rimfire for either PRS or NRL. I could use this on an F-class 22 long rifle setup. I could shoot 22 ELR. If you went crazy and got like a 50 MOA base, which is what this has, and got a mount with like 20 MOA, you could dang near dial a 22 long rifle out to 700 yards. I said why I like this so much is because it has so much elevation that I can put this on my 22. I could put this thing on an air rifle, and on this air rifle you really can't use a solid base because the mag goes in here. I don't have to worry about it. Slap some rings on here, throw this 4 to 25 on it. I've got more than enough elevation to do whatever I need to do in any kind of competition shooting or any kind of varmint hunting that I would like to do with an air rifle. Or we can set this thing on a center fire, and again, ELR, F-class, PRS, NRL, it's not gonna matter. It has enough elevation that it's got you covered in basically any kind of discipline of shooting you really wanna do with this, and in a pretty compact package. Now again, we said 4 to 25, and we were talking 34 mil main tube. That's how we're able to get the massive amount of elevation we have, and a 50 mil objective. Now, owning all the other Tract Torics, I was able to put this head to head out in the actual real world to see if the 56 millimeter objective down to the 50 was going to make a difference on what I was seeing. And honestly, there's no difference to my eyeball. I can't tell any discernible difference in light transmission. Now with all the other Tract Torics, it feels, looks, and functions the same, which is a great thing because the ELR is one of my favorite scopes for a lot of those reasons. Magnification, super smooth. Parallax here, super smooth. We're able to parallax down to 15 yards here. We have the same illuminated reticle. It is daytime bright just like the other ones. Works really well, doesn't bleed all over the place, and can be really helpful when you're shooting in the woods, or maybe you're doing a little hunting and you're just having trouble making out that reticle. Now while we're on the subject of the reticle, this is the same floating dot reticle, and I've grown to just absolutely love it. It's big enough to see it on targets, steel, animals, in the woods, but it's not so big that you can't also group shoot with it on max magnification, which is where I think this thing is really just the perfect setup for that, because it's not chewing out all your target visibility. You can still see your impacts. You still get a fine aiming point, but you're also getting something that's fast to acquire. Now, talking about fast, we of course have the fast focus eyepiece here. That's pretty standard. It's also ultra smooth, but stiff enough it's not going to move around on you. Here, for this particular model, for the 4-25, we are talking $1,400 to $1,500, which is a good fit in their current lineup. Because like I said, the ELR is going to run you $1,500 to $1,600, so this is going to save you a little bit of weight, save you a little bit of size, save you some cash. And I don't really think you're at a disadvantage if you were to go this. Now, if you absolutely need 30 power, then yeah, maybe bump up to the ELR. But when we're talking about where this fits in the market, I don't think that there's any other scope in the 4-25, 5-25 power for $1,500-ish that's going to give you 47 mils of internal travel. That's going to give you the shot glass, ED lenses. That's going to give you the feel, fit, and finish of the Tract Torics, because it's just like all my other ones. I'll get up close. Super tactile, audible, but not just absurdly audible, and just really smooth. I mean, even as we're doing the locking rings here, I mean, it all just feels quality, and that's been my experience with all the Tracts. And of course, another big bonus here is, as you guys know, I'm always running the sunshades. This comes with a 3-inch sunshade included. So in the real world, competitive, non-competitive, how does this scope fit? Because I think every scope should kind of have a fit. So I think the ELR is a guy who's serious about competition, who's serious about sport shooting, who's serious about their glass quality, and they don't mind the weight. It is a bigger scope. The ELR is going to be a PRS or NRL scope, or an ELR scope. It's going to be on a competition rig. I think that's who owns that scope. You've got the 4-20, which is a 30 mil main tube, and that scope is a lot lighter, a lot more compact, and I think you're going to see guys who demand the most out of their glass, but who want a really nice optic for hunting and the occasional shooting. Now enter the 4-25 into the chat. I think this is the ideal scope for somebody who's looking to buy one really nice scope that's going to work on a lot of different rifle platforms, and that is never going to be the limiting factor. Now, you can buy a lot of nice scopes for a lot of different reasons. Again, this is the mil version. They have an MOA version. So being a first focal plane scope, it's not going to be a bench rest scope, right? It's 4-25, it's not that. But for the guy who's going to go out and hunt, the guy who's going to shoot an NRL 22 competition, the guy who maybe wants to take this off his 22 rig, put it on his center fire, he's going to go out and shoot a PRS match with it. Maybe he's going to hunt with it in Wyoming 6 months after that, or he's going to take it off, put it on his air gun, maybe go shoot RMAC, or just do some pesting around the farm and take some longer shots. This is perfect. You're going to get, obviously, the awesome repeatability of the Tract turrets. You're getting the fit and the finish. You're getting that shot glass. You're getting the ED lenses. Everything that I love about Tract now in what I feel like is a great universal scope for somebody who's looking for that one do-it-all scope. Hopefully I haven't beat around the bush on this review. Hopefully this is giving you some real-world insight to how I think this scope actually performs, where it's at price point wise, how it fits into the market today, and what I really think about it, which is like all the other Tract Torics out there, they're amazing scopes. Hopefully this was helpful. Absolutely love this scope. I think with the 47 mils, 160 MOA of elevation travel that this thing has, it is just going to fly off the shelves because, like I said, in a 4-25, 5-25, 34 mil main tube, first focal plane with a good reticle, good controls, good fit and finish, good glass, I don't think you're going to find anything $1,400 to $1,500 price range that has 47 mils of internal travel. I just don't think it exists. If it does, and I'm a dummy, leave that down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this overall package, its price point. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one.